派第一集。
Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Walter Brecker, and this is my review of Saving Mr. Wu. The writer/director of Saving Mr. Wu is Ding Sheng. He directed Little Big Soldier, a movie that I can fully admit I enjoyed. But Ding Sheng also directed Public Security Bureau 2013, which I did not watch and will not. So, needless to say, when I went to see Saving Mr. Wu, I was more than a little trepidatious. The movie is based on a real-life kidnapping of a Chinese actor, but I say based on for a good reason. A title card in the beginning of the film states that it is based on real events, but the plot and characters have been fictionalized. I'm still trying to work out exactly what that means. Sometimes I think I get it, but then, never mind. But while we're in the neighborhood, I knew going into this movie that it would have a judicially satisfying ending. In China movies, bad guys always get caught or killed, and cops always win and are always good. But so what? I really enjoyed the opening of the film, which features some interesting scenery of nighttime Beijing set to ominous music. You know something terrible is going to happen because the movie makes it so obvious, and I like the mood it set. But we also find out right away that the head kidnapper is already in police custody. This sets up a ticking time bomb plot device, as well as a cat-and-mouse game between the kidnapper and the police. Through extensive use of flashbacks, all of which are very helpfully labeled, we see the details of the kidnapping and captivity of Mr. Wu, played by Andy Lau. While the film obviously has to conform to the rules of China movies, it still has some moments of realism. The kidnappers pose as police officers to accomplish their goal, and the way they behave towards people as well as the way people respond tells us something about the nature of police in China. So too does the use of Beijing's nearly comprehensive network of surveillance cameras that cover the whole city. There's an implicit endorsement there of what might be called the surveillance state that was, again, an interesting insight. On the other hand, when the kidnappers buy guns, they get them from foreigners, because no one sells guns in China. Never mind. We know how the movie had to end, so let's just talk about how it gets there. Like I already said, I really enjoyed the cinematography. The handheld stuff can get a little nauseating, but I felt that it was useful. Like the frequent use of extreme close-ups, it helped to create a mood that was claustrophobic and unsettling. Time-lapse shots are also used to very good effect, both narratively and visually. And as long as we're talking about narrative and visual effectiveness, I really liked Andy Lau's performance in the movie because he really acts. It's well known that quite a lot of the time he doesn't want to smile or otherwise move his face and show wrinkles. But in Saving Mr. Wu, he really engages the character and does quite a lot of facial and physical acting. He can act if and when he wants to, and in this movie he does. It probably helps that the character he's playing is obviously modeled on Andy Lau. It's fun to see him playing a character that implicitly and explicitly blurs the line between the character and the actor. Yes, real-life victim was in movies, but the dialogue in the film makes reference to the character Mr. Wu appearing in Andy Lau movies, singing Andy Lau songs, and having personal details that are interchangeable with Andy Lau the actor. The real-life kidnapping victim appears in Saving Mr. Wu as a police captain on the case. That had to be more than a little weird for him, but I imagine having yourself played by Andy Lau helped. I'd settle for Karina Lau, but that's just me. The head of the kidnappers is played by
Wang Qianyuan,
who manages to make the character complex, believable, entertaining, and at different times both likable and terrifying.
Liu Ye
Plays another officer on the case and makes the most of a small part. Some of his character details are apparently grounded in his own life. Do we see a pattern here? And it makes the performance that much more convincing. Lam Sut is very funny and convincing in a small role as a go-between. Even the supporting actors deserve mentions.
Cai Lu
Plays another kidnapping victim. And considering that in most of the movie he appears literally chained to one of the biggest Chinese actors in the world, he holds his own. Even the people playing the kidnappers are believable and entertaining. The actual rescue is probably the most disappointing part of the film, simply because of the way it's presented. Compared to some of the interesting things we've seen before, it's almost lifeless. But if the things preceding the rescue make it seem dull, what comes after it really makes the rescue look bad. The final scene with
王千源
more than redeems the letdown you just sat through. His performance in general, but especially in his last scene, just steals the movie. Oh! But he does. Watch it and see. Speaking of which, make sure you wait for the end credits. There's some footage there you're going to want to see. I have a feeling this movie's not going to be very successful in Hong Kong just because it's a mainland movie, and that's kind of a shame. It's a good movie, and within certain boundaries, it's politically risky, but I don't think it's going to make much money here. If you want to watch this movie, go see it in the cinema, quickly. It's a good experience in a cinema because you get to see it really big and hear it really loud. If you don't get a chance to watch it in the cinema, wait till you can rent it online or you can buy a disc. Don't steal it. When this gets released to home video, I'll update the description with a link where you could buy a disc. If you enjoyed this review, please tell me. If you didn't, tell me. If you like the channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you again soon.